What's up, everybody? We back again, LME Africa, with a video for y'all. We came back to the States. We had to come back to the States for a minute. So we chilling in our backyard in the burbs. We're in Michigan, the suburbs of Detroit. So yeah, we thought we'd make an interesting video. We still got a lot of Gambian content we're putting out there, and we headed back. We getting everything. That's why we came back for several reasons, but we're getting things together to go back. So we thought we'd make a video, something we thought about that can help everybody out there. So this particular video, what should we title this video, Sweetie?
I asked my wife to go and she said no to Africa.
I asked my wife to go and she said no. And when I asked you to go to Africa months ago, before we actually went, what did you say?
I'm not going. I'm not going there. Why would I want to go there?
She said she ain't going. I kept coming back to her. She actually got mad. It was like a don't ask me no more thing. And so I was stuck. I was stuck at a place. And we wanted to make this video because I know as people going through this, I've actually talked to family members that they said my spouse wouldn't go, whether it was a male or female. I talked to a couple of people at work, and they were like, hey, my significant other wouldn't go. And then I was looking at other people, other YouTubers out there, videos, and we were looking at a couple of lives. I forgot who live it was, but we were looking at a couple of lives, and somebody put it out there, my spouse don't want to go. How can I get my spouse to go? So we thought we'd make a video about just my wife didn't want to go and she ended up going. So we just want to share our story.
Yeah, and how I ended up changing my mind and what had to happen in order for me to change my mind.
Yeah, so so it went a little something like this. I asked her, she said no, and like I said, she kept saying no, and it was almost about to be argumentative. So long or short, we're riding in the car one day, and her phone rings.
Well, we gotta get to the argument part, the argument process.
Yeah.
Because
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because remember, I think someone asked you, we worked together in the past. It's another story. But I think someone asked, where would you want to travel to? And he said Africa, and I'm like, why would he want to go somewhere where it's like the grass looks like hay and there's lions and tigers hiding in? Why would he want to go there and live in a hut? And so I'm thinking about, I want to go to Italy and Greece. So I'm not thinking about Africa.
Yeah, I always wanted to go. I've always been curious about Africa. I've always been curious about my blackness, my melanin and my Afrocentricness. I've always been curious about America and how certain things is, and y'all have heard this kind of cliche, how Santa Claus is white and the White House and Jesus and this and that. And I'm like, you mean to tell me nothing? We're here on this planet. We exist and nothing's black. So I've always had this curiosity as a young man. And so I've always wanted to go to Africa to see, to try to get some truth or to just connect myself with my heritage. So that was 20 years ago. 25 years ago, I was reading, I was studying Islam, reading a lot of conscious books, always been curious and I never stopped. So my wife, she wasn't really like into the super conscious thing, but the more I would talk about things, she definitely listened. Her job and what she does for a living, she has to listen to people, so she's a great listener. But so I've always had that curiosity, and I brought it to her.
Yeah, and I really never thought about going to Africa or moving to Africa because I'm thinking about the process. People said they don't have electricity, it goes off and on. They just don't have stuff. So I was like, why would I want to live somewhere like that? And I was always caught up in the videos that they showed on TV about, they would show people living in huts. They always showed Africa being poor on TV. always, and I never thought about living there. We had people at our work who went to Africa. Like there was that one girl who went, she was white.
Yeah.
And she said, I'm going to Africa for a month. And I'm like, oh, she must be going there to feed the kids or something. There must be something going on. She's definitely living in the hut, is what I was thinking.
She knew something we didn't know. And of course, yeah, they know. They don't want us to know. When we got there, like I say, they were when we finally got there, they were vacationing and they were there. So, yeah. That sparked my curiosity even more. And then also I told her too, I told the young lady that was going that that was one of my dream trips. That was one of my dream trips. And she said she was going for a month. And I was like, man. So we,
and there was it was two girls that worked with us. They were African American. They're twins. They said they were going to Africa. And they left for like a week and came back. And I think it takes 24 hours to get there. So I don't know where they went, but I'm still thinking, where would they go in Africa? I never said, oh, maybe I need to go see. Nope, never said that. I want to go to Italy and Greece. Maybe get on a cruise, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, so folks, it was rough. It was rough. It was rough to the point where, like I said, when she kept saying no, it was getting to the point where, she was like, well, you could go yourself.
Yeah.
I'm not going, And I was at that point where, okay, look, that was the game plan. Remember that? At first, the game plan was I was gonna go, check everything out. And mind you, folks, when we got there, it was people doing that. It was guys it was a couple of people we met. That their significant others were still here. It was a lot of people that brought their significant others, but they had to go scope it out first. Yeah. And so that was like kind of what it was.
Yeah, when he said, well, I'll just go and bye, you can go. I'm staying here where we got electricity and warm air and all that. And I mean, I can turn on the heat if I want to and the air conditioning. I mean, he was talking crazy about the world and everything. We need to go to Africa because this and that is happening. And I was like, you're crazy, I'm just gonna stay here. Bye.
I am a little crazy, but you got to be crazy. A lot of geniuses are crazy, but no, I definitely, it was the climate here. The climate here, I always had that curiosity, but the climate, it was a lot of things happening, and I always wanted to have a foot in and a foot out. I told her, actually, I wanted to have a place somewhere out of the country. First, I wanted to have a place out of the state and in the state. And then I told her, no, let's just have a place out of the country and in the country. And that wasn't even really about the climate. That was just, I wanted us to be able to have a getaway to vacation at all the time. And I thought about Mexico at first, then I thought about Africa. I was like, we could have a little small place there and we could go back and forth.
I was thinking about Las Vegas. That's where we were gonna live.
Yeah, we were gonna live at Las Vegas. We wanted somewhere warm, right?
Yeah, and I like the blue skies and the mountains and all of that. So that's what we were thinking about too. Living there. And then the second country I thought about was Canada, but Canada is like America. It's the same thing. So I didn't really think of any other country, but I wanted to go to Italy and Greece. Yeah, this is before COVID, you guys. This is like before COVID when I was thinking about the Italy, because you know what happened to them after COVID.
Yeah, so see how God worked. She wasn't able to go to Italy, and they got the highest cases.
Yep, and the cruises shut down. You saw the people stuck on the cruise ship. So that definitely, I don't think I was gonna go on the cruise anyway, but people got stuck because of that. So Italy got knocked out. I wasn't trying to go. But another thing, like I wasn't into Africa, but I was into a different culture. So just to let you know, it wasn't really the culture. I had stopped listening to American music in 2015, and I started getting into what's called K-pop, which is Korean pop music. If you guys don't know, you think they're taking over the beauty supply stores, but they are rapping, singing, and dancing, just like us, wearing our clothes and all that. They got music out there.
Oh yeah.
And I was into that, and that's the only music I listened to, the only thing I listened to on the radio, and I was introducing it to him. Maybe we should go to Japan or Korea or maybe China. I was on the Asian tip.
I found that interesting though. That was like a little bit before we got married, and I found that very interesting about her, that she wasn't just, she was into different things. And so I started listening to that because of her. We actually went to a couple of concerts, BTS concerts. And the BTS concert, believe it or not, it was one of the best concerts I've ever seen. I'm not, it's a male pop group. They winding on stage and slowed the grinding like they do here. I ain't really, that ain't my thing. But I must say it was a very powerful concert, the way they do their concerts, and they filled up the whole stadium. They're like 7 Michael Jacksons, man. And it was, I'm glad I actually took the time to see it, because I think I witnessed history, to be honest with you. Yeah, we love traveling, and we want to travel a lot through Africa. We're gonna find us a home base. But let's get back to the spouse. Let's get back to the spouse not going, because it's very important. It's very important that, so just to kind of recap what we just said, that's important is that don't give up mentioning it to her. Also be prepared to do whatever you got to do to go yourself to show her. Yeah. Don't give up. And then also, that's my perspective as the guy, not giving up, willing to go yourself.
He kept mentioning it. I mean, there's like,
trying to get her to see videos, the very videos that she loved, Bag,
yeah, he
Go
was
Black,
listening to some
JT.
guy, and right now I think he's cool now, but he was telling me some guy named JT the Bigger Figure.
That's my man. Listen, if you see this video, JT the Bigger Figure, man, you don't know me, bro. I'm from Detroit, but let me tell you something, man. You the realest cat. You remind me of me. I got stuck on it, and you were just we relate. I could relate so much. That got me in. JT the Bigger Figure got me watching these videos, and bruh, just keep doing what you're doing, man. Bruh, you powerful guy, man, and I'll be rooting for you, man. It's like I known you for years, and it's like if anybody mess with you, it's like they messing with me, man. I really rooting for you to win, man. And Go Black. I saw Go Black first video where he was like at this Toyota dealership, and Go Black too, Africa, and I was like, it was something about him. He went way deep now, and I knew it was something intriguing about him.
Yeah, and so while he was watching those videos, he's telling me, you need to go to Africa, we need to go, we need to visit, we need to
And you
travel.
saying no.
I'm saying no, and then COVID happened. And that was like, around March 2020, last year, my job, we were working at a call center, we can work from home now. So I'm like, okay, he's bringing up Africa. We're arguing like all the time about, no, I'm not going. I mean, what's gonna happen? I have hot flashes and there's no air conditioning and it's hot.
Hospitals, because I went from
faint out. Like, what's gonna happen?
I did go from visiting to wanting to move there too now. And so she was just like, no on the move and no on the visit too at first, and then she was kind of like, well, we can kind of visit, but she was still on the fence.
No, but I tell you what happened. Like, okay, so yeah, I'm working from home and everything. He doesn't know this, but because he kept mentioning to me over and over again, I get on YouTube, and I say, okay, places in Africa for African Americans. I start Googling what's safe in Africa. That's the first thing people put. What is the safest country? You can't go by that, because some of it is lies. Okay, I'll tell you that. But basically, I found out, I typed in some countries that I found on the list, and that's when the channel Displore popped up, and they were saying, oh, top 10 places you need to live or African Americans move to in Africa, and those started popping up. And so, I didn't tell him, but I made a list of countries, and I just never really watched it. And then one of them I did watch happened to be Bag's daughter. Her video popped up. You guys know Bag, Black Acres of the Gambia. Her video popped up. I don't know who she is, and I'm like, okay, that's cool, but I still don't think I want to go there, because where am I gonna live?
The youngest daughter, what's her name?
Ricky Denise.
What's her channel? Shout her channel out.
Ricky Denise.
Yeah,
is her channel.
And shout out to Bag. We reached out to Bag. It was a couple of people. Bag is so cool, man. We reached out to them, and out of all the subscribers and all of how busy they are, they actually took the time out to email us back. And we appreciate that, man.
Oh yeah.
Matt Melanated Mr. Mosey did as well. We met him down there, and he reached out. It was a bunch of people that reached out, but I just thought that was so real of them, considering how busy they were. Just to keep in mind right quick that what she said and what I did, persistence, guys, persistence on being persistent on talking to her about it, even though she get a little angry. Don't get yourself on the couch or in the doghouse, but just keep mentioning it, because it will spark her curiosity. And even though I didn't know she was looking, she was looking. So the persistence a little bit just made her just search. And so just be a little persistent, and ladies, be a little curious and do your research. One thing about me and my wife is, and she bought me a shirt. What do that shirt say? I might not know.
Yeah, I may not be right, but I may not be right, but I'm never wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I may not be right, but I'm never wrong. And check it out. I do feel that way, y'all. I ain't on front. I'm a Pisces. I feel like I know every damn thing. I do a lot of research, and I do know how to do a lot of stuff, man. I don't know everything though, y'all. But I swear I seem like I damn know most though. I'll figure it out too. And so, but no, just her, just sparked her curiosity.
Yeah, but then that kind of dropped off because we kind of stopped talking about it. I think he kind of fell back on it because I was just saying no.
I was pretty much about to be going. I'm gonna be honest with you. My mind was made up that I'm going, and she's staying, and I see you when I get back.
Yeah, and I was thinking, where was I gonna work? I got a degree. I have a master's degree in counseling. So I'm like, what am I gonna do? Who am I gonna work with? I can't get a job down there. We're just gonna not work for the man.
That's right. And that's what we about to do now anyway, folks. Yeah. We about to do that anyway. Yeah, for real. So, so now I dropped, like she said, I dropped off. I'm done. I'm going. I see her when I get back, and we riding in the car and her phone rings.
Oh, we didn't talk about what the parents.
But that's what the phone ring though.
No, but you remember.
Oh, I kept telling her, yes, this is another thing with persistence. This was another thing she mentioned. Why we go to Africa? What about my parents? I say, my parents ain't gonna wanna go. I'm gonna be that far from the family. I say, look, we taking them. Ask them to go. They need to be out of this craziness anyway. So let's ask your parents. I'm not asking them. They don't wanna go to no Africa. I say, look, why don't you at least ask them? She wouldn't even ask her parents, y'all.
No, because I already knew they didn't want to go to no Africa.
That made me mad that she did not want to ask at least. Like, ask, okay? And if they say no, then okay. Then I'll still take that trip or whatever. So it was even rougher. That got even rougher. She said, stop talking about my parents, stop talking about asking me, stop talking about all of that. Riding in the car, phone rings. She quiet over there on the phone talking. Who was that? It's my mother.
No. When I answered, this is what happened. She called. We're driving out. She called. I said, hello. She said, hi, son. How are you? I said, I'm doing good. Hey, this is the first thing she said. Hey, have you thought about getting land in Africa? And I was like, what?
Right. So I don't hear this though.
Told him,
I don't hear this yet. So she laughing and kind of talking to herself a little bit.
Yeah, I'm like, well, I haven't, but Maurice is thinking about that. She was like, yeah, your dad knows a lot about, because he's been watching videos and things about it. He's got someone he's going to send to you and give you the information. My own parents, who I thought weren't even looking at Africa, they're watching videos.
And she didn't want to ask them, folks. You know how pissed off I was? She was like, if she would have just asked them, they would have said what they said. I said, oh. So look, just keep it. I'm telling y'all, be prepared to go. You see, Go Black stayed. His wife came back. He stayed. It's still love. She would have did the same if I would have went. She would have still been around, chilling, holding me down, whatever. But she just didn't want to go to Africa. And she knew I would have came back. And if I would have came back with some information or made a video to send her and showed her how beautiful it was, she would have been all in. But once we got the mama stamp, we was on and popping.
Because then it made me feel more open to go. Like, okay, so my parents, they're like, go ahead. I'm like, oh, so I don't feel as bad leaving them somewhere, because they want me to go too. Okay, all right.
Now we rolling, y'all. Now we rolling. Now at that point,
my dad, that's when my dad sent me Bag's YouTube channel.
Yes.
And that's when we started watching. We were like every day watching their channel. We watched from when they got there. They're talking about, the process, everything. The thing about it, they don't show houses or things like that. So they're showing that they got land. They're showing all this stuff. You guys check out their channel if you have to.
Black Acres of the Gambia.
And you know, once you start watching videos on YouTube, other videos pop up.
Yeah.
So Wode Maya's popped up. Now I'm familiar with his channel because when I was watching the K-pop and the Korean and the Asian stuff, his channel popped up because he was in China.
Yeah, he was over there doing
his
content about China.
Yeah, and he was doing it about wigs, how to get, or how, you know, where wigs come from in China. He was on that level. Look at him now. He's talking about Africa.
Ooh, listen, when he did Africa, that's when he really blew. And I'm like, that's where he from. Why didn't he, you know, but God and, you know, the Most High kind of led him back to where he really was from.
And he had this one video and it opened my eyes more because I'm still, you know, women like comfortability. Like men are looking for something else. We're looking where we're going to lay down at, where we're going to sleep. It's going to be comfortable. It's going to be clean. I like cleanliness. I like to know I can take a shower, and they keep saying the water might cut off and all this. I'm thinking about that. And Wode Maya has a video about Ghana where he's like, you guys think this is what Africa looks like, and everybody's in huts, and when the camera backs up, it's a bunch of mansions everywhere. And I'm like, what? They got mansions in Ghana? I didn't know that. Whoa. And then that's when we start trying to find the housing videos. So so the videos of the pictures for men or any family members out there, if you guys you want to show people what the housing looks like in Africa, one channel that helped us out a lot, or helped me out, no, he was gonna go anyway, Unapologetic Nomads.
Yeah. Smash shout out to Unapologetic.
Oh my goodness.
Nomads.
You know,
love you guys.
Oh
for
yeah.
Sure.
I don't know how much they realize how they're getting people to their minds are changing. They went to Rwanda. Now they've been to a lot of places. You guys check out their channel and go backwards. They went to Rwanda and they did like a lot of it. Like, I don't know if it's hundreds of videos. They toured houses.
Yeah.
And went on the inside and put the prices in there and gave the real estate agent name and everything. And it's just beautiful there. And it made you say, wow, you can get a house like this in Rwanda.
Yeah.
Now they're in Tanzania, and all they show is beautiful things. So if you want to make sure your wife or your family member, your boyfriend, anyone wants to go to Africa, go tell them to watch their channel. Or show some of their channel, because they only show beautiful things.
They got like, you know, the good, we was just talking about this earlier before we made this video, that when you go to Africa, there's levels, just like it's levels here. It really is no different here. I talk to people here, they be like, oh, the government is messed up in Africa. I say, the government ain't messed up here, or this or that or that. And I'm like, it's the same. Oh, well, it's the ghetto over there. It's the ghetto here. I take y'all to some streets, and we about to make some videos where it's, you know, one house on a block. They used to have 30, 40 houses. So it's no different. It's levels. It's slum level, 10 roof hut level, mansion level. You know, it's high rise level. It depends on what you want. But when we got our feet on the ground, we realized that, and watching the nomads, that we kind of acquired some standards here in America. As African Americans, and we're used to it.
Just like the Africans are used to some of the things how they live over there. We're used to how we live here.
Yeah.
So it'd be very hard for people to adjust and adapt. Not everyone. Some people are military.
Yeah.
They can just adjust and do things like that. He probably would have adjusted.
I can adapt. That's me. I could go. I still would like something nice, decent. But I definitely could rough it out if I had to.
And me, I'm not bougie or anything. I'm not high maintenance. I'm not any of that. But I just have to have something clean and nice. And there's just because people live in cement houses and things like that, where it's four walls, doesn't mean that they're poor or living terribly.
Yeah, and it might not. You know, who knows? I mean, they can live. I mean, it's still nice. It's still a roof over their head. It's not the same as here, and it's not. They probably. I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean, like, they got money over there.
They have jobs.
You know, man, they got jobs. They got money. You know, don't get it twisted. But what we were saying is just that if you want American standards, it's there. If you got the spouse
or UK, because they're on the same level, I think.
If you got the spouse that's worried about where you gonna live, and if the standards are decent, they got that for you. If you're a single woman or man and you want to rough it out and stretch your money, or a couple, it's there. You can stretch it. You can stretch it at the beginning, get a better place later. You could get a decent place out the gate. But what we heard a lot of African Americans kind of, and I think maybe some UK people, when they show the African houses and they got the showers spraying all on the toilet. I don't per se like that either. I would like a separate shower. The apartment we had in Gambia had a separate shower, but we do notice that that's kind of the standard with that shower spraying on the toilet and that and no tubs. I don't really gotta have a tub.
Yeah. I mean, there's like, you can ask them what you want in your place when you build it and make it and things like that. But you know, like we were saying, you don't have to lower or make your standards the same as everyone else just to get to know people. Like some people are like, oh, I want to live like the locals and be like them. You don't have to do that. You can get to know them and get to know their language. They love it when you try to learn their language.
Yeah.
You don't have to live there where they live to get to know them. And some people think that they have to do that.
Yeah.
But as long as you're communicating with them, being respectful, I mean, you do not have to do that. I mean, some people are like, maybe I should have to, but listen, you know, I mean, I did social work, and you know, most of the clients I had, you know, hundreds of clients were homeless and low income. I didn't say, let me try to be homeless so I can see how they live and I can help them better. I mean, I was not going to do that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you don't have to do that when you go to another country.
But you can. If you want an adventure, or if you want to be curious in that way, you can. And it wouldn't be a bad thing. It wouldn't be a bad thing, you know, if that's what you wanted to do. Because what we did, we stayed in a decent, I think in a nice area. Safe area, and kind of a little safe and nice and a little westernized. But yet we got it when we got out, we was in the villages. Yeah. You know, we hung out in the villages, but we didn't lay our head in the villages. But that's okay if that's what you want to do. I'm used to I'm spoiled. I love the hood. I don't go to my hood every day where I'm from, but I will go there, and I love my people. I kick it with them all the time. That's where I'm from. I never forget where I'm from. So I would love to go. I still like to mingle with the real people, you know. But that don't mean, like I said though, when I lay my head though, I gotta lay my head like how hard I've been working on my life to live decent. I gotta live like that. I'm gonna do that here, and I'm gonna do that there. That's just me.
We had 3 different places we stayed at when we were in Gambia, you know, and all 3 of those places had hot water and air conditioning.
Yeah.
You know, and the last two places we had nonstop Wi-Fi as well, and the hot water and the air conditioning. It was like we were still at home in America. Yeah. I mean, the lights did go out.
It went out, but it came right back on.
For like 10 seconds because the generator
about 3 or 4 times, but it popped. Yeah. It wasn't a problem.
Yeah, not where yet. So, but yeah, so basically what happened was after all of that, I changed my mind and I really wanted to go, and I started listening to some of the stuff he was saying, and I felt like he was crazy. I could see, you know, Go Black. I watch Go Black now. I watch JT the Bigger Figure. So a lot of stuff opened my eyes, you know, and I know he was telling me some stuff, but you know, it just made my eyes open to other things that I wasn't paying attention to. Like I was actually, the fact that I can look back and say, I was questioning whether I wanted to work for the man again. Like I need to work for the man and never go on vacation, and I need to, you know, do all that. Like why was I questioning that? I mean, you want to work for somebody like that?
Hey, I think you can it's hard to work for it's hard to get the mindset to work for yourself, because they got us so locked into their, you know, to their system that some of us feel we need them. But man, if you let go, you know, I've always had some sort of business on the side of wherever I worked. I've always worked for someone, but I've always had businesses on the side, because I always say, if you let a man feed you, that man can starve you. So if you let a man feed you and he take that food away, you starving. So I've always had something on the side to where I got options. If I didn't like there, I leave. If I wanted to curse you out, I curse you out and go, and because I'm gonna make my money. I'm gonna make something, and I know I got enough experience to find another job. But back on track, because we love talking, we get off track. Back on track to once you got there, would you move there to Africa now? Let me take my glasses. Would you move to Africa?
Yeah, definitely.
You would move there, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Okay, definitely. Same lady that didn't want to go.
That's definitely.
Okay.
And that was like, you know.
And you liked it there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course. You know, and another thing is you have to realize, even though we watched those videos and we were like, oh, we can see what's going on in Africa and all that stuff, when we got to Africa, it's still a culture shock. You know, you're still gonna be like, oh shoot, because I know when we first got there, it was time to go. I mean, I was thinking about, okay, how are we gonna get back on this plane, right? We got 3 more weeks, I don't know if we can stay here. I mean, it was different. Everybody's talking in different languages. You don't know who can understand you, you know.
It was still something though, different, unique, and special still about, I don't care about the language. I don't care about not barely knowing a lot of people, not knowing the terrain really. It was still something that felt right. Oh. It felt better than here. It just felt better.
You can't explain it. It's like, even though this and that is happening, you know, and going on, man, I want to stay.
I think it was the blackness. I think it was just how much blackness was around.
We were
how
everywhere.
Much energy was around.
We're flying the planes. We're the stewardesses on the plane, the flight attendant, everything.
Yeah, everybody black. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, it was beautiful. I mean, it was so vibrant. It was so alive over there. I liked all those little street vendors, man. It just felt so alive. It felt so alive.
It was weird cool. Because where we're at, you know, he's born and raised in Detroit. I wasn't. I worked in Detroit for 10 years. But the fact that we were in Gambia and we were walking down a dark street that didn't have street lights, and it's dark outside and there's guys coming towards us, we're coming towards them, and we don't feel scared. And they're not coming at us saying, I'm gonna rob you and I'm gonna do that. That was just a weird feeling. Like, if you do that in Detroit, you're crazy. You can't do that. You can't just walk down the alley.
No, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna hit you out. Or you gonna hit them up. Somebody ain't right, but it's you won't even feel comfortable about doing that. Not in Detroit, there ain't no way. No way. No, but yeah, you got that aspect. Of course, being from Detroit though, you know, like I say, being from the Americas, man, we kind of, like I said, you know, we have, what is that?
Like what, trust issues?
No, the thing like the soldiers have when they go to the military.
Oh, PTSD.
PTSD. I think we got that because.
Yeah, some people.
Yeah, I got it.
Maybe.
Because when I went there, it was things that I felt I had to watch that I didn't. It was like we gotta reset when we go over there. We want to keep some of what we learned here. I think it can help. As far as how we do business, I think the business savvy or whatever, that part of them, there's so many things westernized we can bring, but also the morals and things and certain things that we have to learn again. And I think we could really learn that from the Africans.
Yeah.
So, you know,
and teaching us how to deal with the simpler things. You know, the fact they're cooking outside on stoves that just have like 2 holes, and if you just show that to me, I would not know how to cook on that stove. And it's like 2 holes on the top, and one about what do I do with that?
Even drying our clothes, because the whole time there we didn't have a dryer.
No.
You know, we had a washer and we hung our clothes. And I mean, we got dryers here, but we never lived without a dryer. Yeah. I mean, but we did that with no problem. The clothes, I don't even think we earned our clothes. We hung them and folded them, and they were good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but yeah, we just just want to let y'all know you don't have to lower your standards. Definitely, you don't have to worry about anything. Africans are very welcoming. They're by nature just beautiful people. They're us, but they're not us. You know, they're them, and we got to become them. We got to rebuild ourselves to become them. At the same time, hold on to what you need to hold on to from America. Stand your ground on who you are, a little bit of that, just a little bit, not a whole lot, because we don't want to westernize nothing.
No.
But we do want to bring what they could use. Yeah. They don't need much. Africa don't need much. I'm gonna say probably 10%. They don't need much. But we can bring our talents. That's all we're gonna do.
Business skills, customer service skills.
Yeah.
You know, it can be brought.
Just talents to help maybe quicken the process. They're already on that upswing of becoming the most powerful country. So all we doing is just transitioning from here to there. All we doing is the same, you know, we built America, right? So the same, us African Americans that built America, all we want to do is go back and build, we want to choose the company that we want to invest in, you know, and I feel like that country is Africa. You know, I did 40 years here. I gave you my blood, sweat, and tears, lost a lot of people on the streets. spent a lot of money here, had a lot of good times and bad times here.
40 years.
40 plus years, 49 years. What? I'm acting like I've been gone. 49 years here. I'm done. Okay, I gave y'all everything I got. There's nothing else to give. So I'm giving the rest to Africa. That's just how I feel. The rest is going to Africa.
Yeah, and if you guys are woke or whatever, and you have more information about Africa, you know, that your family members don't want to listen to, just keep talking it. Keep preaching it, because they're going to wake up one day. And, you know, it might take steps. I'm not going to say I'm fully woke on it, everything, no. But it's going to keep their eyes open to things. They're going to start seeing things different. Like, I see a whole lot of things differently, and I'm like, how the heck did I even do this? And another thing, a lot of people are thinking about they can't leave because they got to pay their student loans off, and they got to do things. I'm gonna put a tip out there for student loans. Like, if you have a full license, if you're a fully licensed doctor, dentist, social worker, counselor, you work in that field, look up HRSA. And I'll put the name in the thing. Basically, because they will pay off your student loans if you work for a company that's in an impoverished area for at least for 2 years. For everyone else, you can find, there's ways that you can make money on the side. Other things you could do, businesses.
Oh yeah, it's things you could do. And as always, you know, when we saying you don't have to lower your standards, you know, we're not, we're just saying that because there's Africans that's living, they're not lowering their standards, whether they from here and going back, or whether they just had higher standards to begin with. They living good, man.
Yeah, some of them are living in the mansions and in the houses. It's not, they're not all living, it's not just the Americans and the UK people that are doing it. They're living like that.
And what is standards? If you don't know what this is, how do you know what you're already doing is good or bad or high standard? If you've been living in a compound or in a village your whole life, and you're not missing a meal, and you're happy, and you having a good time with your family and your neighbors, and you don't think of that as bad, and it's really not. Because what would you? I'd rather trade pretty streets and high rises and all this little fake stuff that America got to offer. I would rather, I would trade that for loyalty and dignity and moral fiber, and I'd trade that in a heartbeat.
Health.
Yeah.
You talk about health, you think all these medicines you take here in America is making you healthy? They got stuff down there talking about, oh, it cures this and that. You just take the leaf off the tree, next thing you know, you're cured and you feel better.
Yeah.
I mean, that's in Africa. They got all this down there. And it's crazy, and they don't sell it like they sell it here. It costs way more here. You go down there and they're like, just here, take it.
So guys out there, I'm gonna get us back on track, you know, guys out there that have a wife that's saying, and a husband, I think it could work the same way.
Girlfriend or boyfriend, fiance.
Girlfriend, boyfriend, fiance, uncle, nephew, sister.
Brother.
I got aunties that's, you know, my mother told me was saying, you know, oh, it's not safe down there, this, that, and the other. They still, you know, kind of like not cool with it, and that's okay.
I got relatives that don't want to go on vacation because they have a job, and their job might say something. Come on.
Forget that. You only live once, and you know, you only live once, and you know, you never know when your time is up. So you just got to live life to the fullest, and whatever you want to do. It might not be Africa, wherever your conscience is calling you to do or go, then, you know, don't hesitate. Just start doing it. This is and I've been hearing this so much, you know, this is like a time. This is a good time to just, I think, to just go for what you know. I see a lot of people doing it. I see a lot of changing, especially from the blacks, you know, melanated people. It's like we starting to go for it now, because what do we got to lose? I mean, it's actually them police shooting us, and a lot of the stuff they're doing to us is actually making us do this more, because we're saying, what do we really have to lose?
Yeah.
What do we have to lose? We don't got nothing to lose. You know, we might as well go for it. That's why when people say it ain't safe over there, well, it ain't safe here. So I'd rather be not safe there than not safe here. I take my chances. I think when I went over there, it felt a lot safer than me.
Yeah.
It beats that gunplay. I beat that gunplay all day, man. I take it. I take a good old fist fight. And it's not, you don't even really see that though, man. It's nothing like that. So it's starting to get dark out here, y'all. In a minute, you ain't gonna see my black tail. I'm gonna disappear. You might see her teeth a little bit. You probably see mine too. I might have to smile, but yeah, the whole moral of the story, folks, don't give up on your spouse. Don't be willing to,
or family members or whoever, friends.
Or family members or friends ongoing. Be willing to take that trip and show video. Be willing to take that chance to go yourself if you need to. If your spouse say they not going, be willing to go yourself to show them. Just being willing to go yourself might make them go, because they might be like, I'm not. If you're a man that don't want to go, your wife about to go, you might be like, I can't let her go herself. And then you get out and you love it. And it might be the same way. But as a man, a woman might let you go, because my wife is willing to go. So that man, you might just bring back that video or start, and showing her what it is,
Eventually, I would have filed him down there. I wasn't just gonna let him stay down there by himself, because I've been like,
yeah, I get me 4 or 5 wives now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of beautiful ladies down there, and I would have had to come. I would say, give me about a month, and I would have had to leave.
See. So look, the moral of the story is just go. This is go time. I'm telling y'all now, this is go time. This ain't time to when this is go time. You got something you trying to do, go. I don't care who, your mama, wife, don't listen to none of them. Go time. Make them get into what you're doing. Make them feel what you're doing, especially guys, man. It's go time for us. We already been looked at in a certain light for years as black men. It's time we start standing up. It's time we start really doing, what we want to do and being that leader for our families. So go time, start being that leader, and then showing them, showing by example. And once you do that, your spouse and your children and everybody, will follow. And vice versa, if your wife or your child is stand your ground as well, and we will follow. It's just go time for everybody. So start going, everybody. Don't give up, guys. My wife went. I still can't believe it, but I know that she saw something extraordinary. It was people down there when we went down there. We ran into this one Gambian guy that was, he was from there, but he lived in Washington for 30 years. And he comes back to visit his family. And he told us, we were doing something phenomenal. He was like, it's crazy that you guys are down here. Look what, going visiting the motherland from Detroit. And it's to spend the money, to spend the time. Y'all walking around, y'all in the villages. He was just like, wow, I don't think you realize how big that is, bro. And I was like, I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to kind of understand. And when I got back and talked to more friends, I got an uncle that's going to Dubai that told me going to Africa, regular Africa, was better than a Dubai trip, because Dubai is a little more like touristy, which I still want to go to. I'm going now. But the regular African villages and African people is just a lot more. It's a lot more intriguing. And so we just want to say to all the Africans and Gambians, we love y'all country. That's y'all country. It is our country. It's y'all continent. It's ours. We are Africans, but it's yours. And we want to visit. We want to get to know you guys. We might make some mistakes. We might do some Western stuff. Please forgive us. Be patient for us. We'll be patient for y'all, because this stuff y'all do that we be like, oh man, So we love you. We gonna just let's agree to disagree for a minute, but let's learn each other. Let's talk about why y'all do this, and we'll tell y'all why we do that. Let's come to a common ground, and let's do this. And by the way, African Americans, y'all ain't got to worry about nothing like that. I mean, they very welcoming. I would say just stay patient, because we a little rah-rah. We a little extra. I ain't realized how extra I got to looking back at some of these videos, and I'm like, man, we kind of extra. They so laid back. It's just, they too laid back. And it's just, I want some of that laid back. I want some of that. I need that, in my life. So you got anything else to say, sweetie? I'll talk for days.
Yeah, just basically do your research. If you're going to go down to Africa, what helped a lot of people change their minds is they saw our YouTube videos. We told them our YouTube video. Show them video. They like seeing that because now there's some people saying, oh, I think I want to go to Africa, just because they saw us on TV talking about it, on their YouTube channel talking about it.
Any advice for women that might have some doubts? What do you think could really help, if you have anything to say that could really help a woman or a young lady out there that's having doubts? What do you think can help her with those doubts, maybe?
One thing I would have to say is, watch a lot of the videos on the country you want to go to. Watch like the Explore channel. It'll tell you certain places you can live, and it'll narrow it down to some. Do your research on those, and then watch YouTubers. If you see some YouTubers there that seems to be okay, contact them. Some of them have emails, and some of them will contact you. Like just about everybody we contacted, most of them contacted us back. Talk to them, and they'll tell you some things about that country you want to go to. They should tell you.
Yeah.
And then if there's a woman that's on that channel, or one of the somebody on that channel is a female, talk to them directly, and they can tell you. Like the only thing I can talk about is Gambia. And basically, I was with him all the time. I wasn't by myself. So I was kind of following what he was doing. I didn't go off and drift off to do anything by myself because I was kind of sketchy about that because,
We did run into several ladies, though.
Oh, yes, a lot of ladies.
The one young lady you ran into, she was been down there for a while now. She was there. We ran into her a couple of places. We ran into her at the turntable, then we went to Cuddy to eat, and she was walking around with a pot talking about she was about to make something. So we just, come on in here, I'll get you something to eat, and we kicked it with her. But everywhere we saw her, she was by
making
herself.
It alone. It's a lot of women going down there single. I can't really say anything about women with children. I don't have any kids, so we didn't go down there with any children.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this before it get real dark, and you can still see me because I'm telling you I'm about to disappear for real. If you want to know what heaven is like, go to Africa. You ain't got to die to go to heaven. It's in Africa. If you want to know about water flowing, you hear the Bible talk about water flowing and milk and honey, and that's Africa, man. The water is flowing. The water is free in the wells. If it ain't free, even in the bottle, it's cheap. And fruit just growing on trees like in abundance. That's heaven, where there's no guns as far as just with the people. That's heaven. To some guys, I'm Muslim, but I'm not a 4 or 5 wife guy. But hey, if you're a 4 or 5 wife guy, that's heaven. Could be. I'm happy with my one is enough for me. That's 5. And this is heaven. A woman is heaven. You guys, y'all know what I mean by that. A woman is heaven. But yeah, we don't have to pass away to get to a place that's stimulating and that's peaceful and that's beautiful and that will make you healthy. The food that you consume. When we were down there pigging out, and the pounds was just still melting off of us. Like, I couldn't believe that. Like, we do that here. I started to get my little love handles and whatnot, but there, it was like, I came back and my mother was like, you look good, and I'm like, what? I'm eating cake, I'm eating everything. I'm eating whatever, a bunch of stuff.
And you hear about people's blood pressure getting lower when they get down there, because they're not dealing with all the stresses here in the Western world, and the food is a little different.
What do you have to lose? Nothing. Got way more to lose here. Keep sticking around here. And hey, it's just, you don't got nothing to lose as black people. We ain't got nothing to lose. Anything you going for, go for it. We ain't got nothing to lose. Nothing. Just do it. Life is short, man. I advise y'all to do it now. We gonna keep bringing these videos. We going back to Gambia. We gonna go back to what? Maybe Tanzania.
Some other place. We don't know where we're
we
going.
We don't know. We might. Yeah. We gonna spin the wheel. We gonna spin the damn wheel, and wherever it lands is where we might go. Well, we'll keep in touch, y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's go time, and you know what I'm saying. God bless. Peace, everybody, and love. You got something to say, Sweetie Pie?
We have some more videos coming up, so just stay tuned.
All right, y'all. Peace.